Happy Sunday. So I'm sitting in my car. I just finished my hair. I really like it. There was this storm, right? And I say it was a storm. It was raining really heavy. The wind was blowing, and it was just something very magical and mystical and cleansing about it. The light started to flicker, which haven't happened in like forever, and everything went ixnay. The power went out. And the one thing I remember and I recall is this, is that when I was sitting there and I heard that storm, it was more importantly, like I felt it. And it felt more like it wasn't a storm. It was more like it felt like it was God, or like the greater, the universe, or the whatever it is you believe. But it's like I felt that, like, because right now, like, there's a collective change in the energy and the mindsets and the vibrations and everything. And I felt like that was just like the ushering in of the new time. And I just sat, and the power, the power, which means when I say the power went out. Like, the Walmart by my house isn't even open right now. Their generators aren't working. It's closed. When I say the power went out, I think it took out a whole entire grid. That was nothing but God to get people's attention, because people are always so busy in their devices, looking down, doing this, doing that, whatever the case may be. And now everybody's out talking, socializing, and it's almost like they don't know what to do. So I'm sitting in my car charging my phone. I've charged 2 of my neighbors' phones. Got something to eat. I'm on a fast right now, but I figured, okay, if God got me outside like this, it must be for whatever else. So doing all that, and it's been fantastic, and it's been magical in the universe and Mother Nature and all the elements and powers that be. I had to fix that braid. We're out today, and it's I believe it's the 8th today, June 8th, 9th. Is it the 9th? What's today's date? June 9th. It's Sunday, June 9th. So yeah, it's like really, really intense. 6'9", 69. When I think of 69, I think of Gemini, or I think of a man and a woman, and I think of sex, I think intimacy, and I think of a union, or lovers, or compatibility, or a 69, like the yin and the yang, the equal balance of the black to the white, and just the bonding together of the first set of the first wavers that are getting ready to come together. Of the divine twin flames. Oh my gosh, that's like so amazing and so intense. Sorry, my camera's really crazy. That's like so amazing and so intense, and that's just what I think it is. And so I just decided to start like doing this video journal log. I do watch tarot. I think it's very amazing and magnificent. I know a lot of people are really into religion and God and everything, and for me, when I went, it just didn't make a lot of sense. And it did, but I felt like there was a piece that was missing. So I left religion alone and ended up becoming more spiritual. And then when you get into spirituality, you're always asking and questioning. It's like philosophy is like, what's next? What's next? What's next? I think that religion is the base, like the springboard. It's like swimming. It's a springboard, and you bounce off of it. And then from there, you get into spirituality. And then, it's like the lower springboard, but spirituality is like you're on a high dive, and you have to dive in, and you have to delve in. And it's like it takes more form and more, what's the word I'm looking for? It takes more form. Man, I'm sorry, my dog's hair and everything is on me. It takes more form, and it takes more courage, right? Because you have to go up higher, and you have to really target where you're going. So spirituality is like, to me, like a free fall, or like a dive into a pool from the high dive. And so it's like from spirituality to me is like climbing the stairs to go up to the high dive, right? The board, the springboard up there, the high dive board, and then jumping off into it. That's like spirituality, because you have to climb it, right? From religion, which to me is like the springboard in a pool. And then when you get to the top of the high dive board, right, then you dive off into things, divination, right? Divination is things like astrology and tarot. And so it's the things that people fear, and numerology, and it's the things that people always Kabbalah, the things that people tell you to stay away from. But then when you start to dive into it and you see it, it's almost like it makes everything that's in the Bible and in a lot of those books and deities. Like I said, I'm outside, the power's out, thank you, Metatron. Or else forget about it. That's a good song. But people are out and about, like you hear the kids in the background, and it's just amazing. So if you feel different today, if you feel like something is whatever else, you're not understanding what the process is, this is God's calling his children to wake up and think outside the box a little bit. You can still have your religion and your Bible and your books and your whatever else, but dare to be brave enough to climb the ladder to spirituality, to stand on the high dive board, to jump off into divination, into tarot. And like one of my favorite all-time favorite, I absolutely love you, tarot readers is Cockfrost, also known as the Ghetto Nun. And the thing I like about her is like being black and coming from a place in the space of religion, is that you don't have to tell people that you're watching tarot. Because all you're going to do when people say, like, what are you watching? You're going to be like, I'm watching the Ghetto Nun. And it's going to make people be like, huh, what? And they might even take a gander and not even know it. And then before you know it, it's like you're able to tie together, you know, the religion and the book and stuff that it says with a higher being and an understanding of things, like when it says, you know, the temple of God is within you and the body of Christ and all this, and the difference between, see, I'm charging my community, charging my neighbor's phone, diving into things like union and understanding the concept of the 144,000 and understanding the concept of you know, being tested when you finally realize what's going on, the things that you start to pay attention to, the sounds you hear, the things you see, the sequence of numbers. It just becomes like you feel like you're open and like your whole entire body just vibrates. And so if you're not understanding this wave that you're feeling of where things in your life are starting to change and happen and being taken away from you, like, please know that it's another one of my favorite tarot readers, Divine Time. It's divine time that you wake up and you realize it for what it is. And don't be afraid to have something taken from you. Maybe it's time. Maybe that's like for concept for you to sit back and face the devil in you of being attached so much to materialistic things like your car or your money or your job or I don't know, you know, whatever that may be for you, the marriage that didn't work, or, you know, the this, that, and the other, because I'm finding that a lot of people are starting to come into realization of, you know, oh, I'm married the wrong person, or I was mean to the wrong person, I ghosted the wrong person, or, you know, a lot of this stuff is going to start to make sense, or you're going to question it, and you don't understand it. It's not nothing that you've ever experienced, but it's just know it's God at work, and God's moving his people to get them to wake up, to get them to where they need to be. The catch is you have to choose it, because there is still such thing as free will. I'm a fan of angels. Angels do not get involved. You know, they will sit back and watch. They only get involved if you call them, you speak to them, and you ask them to guide you. They're not going to shift your decision making one way or the other. And so just wake up, people, and enjoy the experience. I mean, I've been on this journey for quite some time, and I just want to be able to help people to understand, you know, life isn't just about the rising and setting of the sun. It really is about the moon and where the moon sits, right? Because the moon is very much responsible for like the tides and the waves of the ocean. So it's also responsible for your tides and your waves and your emotions and how you feel every day. And so another one of my favorite readers is Tarot with Telly. She does it daily, where she does, I love her because I know how to guide my day each and every day. She'll give you the numerology number for the day. She will pull 3 cards. She will give you an animal spirit, and she will tell you where the sun is, where the moon is, and which house it's moving through, which element, be it earth, air, fire, water signs, you know, and so you'll know how to move, and she explains it, and I really love it. So I start my day off with that, and just to try different things and different avenues of feeding your body, your physical body of Christ. I don't even know where that came from. I don't even know what. I guess I was led by Spirit, the divine, to do this, because I have this tarot reading that I say, which I listened to, and I remember when I heard it, it made me cry. And it said something about that because I am an Aquarius, and as an Aquarius, the card in the tarot deck that is mine is the Star. It's the happiest. It's the card of hope, and so, and the humanitarian card. And so, as an Aquarius, I struggle with hope, giving up hope, but I can't give up hope, because if I give up hope, then what will everybody else do? That is who I am. I am hope. So I hope that this helps and serves somebody to understand, to think outside the box and maybe try different things, go against the grain, dare to be a little bit uncomfortable for your greater growth, and you may find a different avenue of people and a different understanding of just the world, right? This phone been blowing up. That's not mine. I don't have an iPhone. But anyways, yeah, life is great. Life is grand. And just enjoy the journey and embrace the changes. And make sure you know where your moon is at every day and your number of the day, because it will help you to be more sound. It's almost like taking blinders off. Please take your blinders off. As the Aquarian and the hope and the humanitarian, please take your blinders off. Namaste.